What is up, my people? Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me. So I went onto Instagram not too long ago and I declared that I am a reader. And I thought about it, and I thought about the fact that I made a promise this year that I would spend more time reading and read a book at least once a month, because it's something that I enjoy. I don't like watching TV. I watch Netflix when there's a good series, but I'm not really a TV cop anymore. I used to be that person. I used to be the child that sat in front of the TV and my family would do this and I wouldn't see anything because I'd be glued to whatever was on KTV or ETV or whatever free channels there were. And now I've lost interest, and that is because when I started studying I realized how much time I waste watching TV and how much more I can get done in the time that I have in an evening instead of wasting it watching TV. Because yes, it's fun and it's good to have a distraction for an hour or two, but some of it is just senseless, and I used to waste so much time on it. So having said that, I am actually a reader for the longest time. I have been reading, I just haven't been leisurely reading, and because for 4.5 years I actually studied, and this is what I was reading. And there's a whole long stack of textbooks over here, and this is my second and third year textbooks. My first year textbooks were in files and I threw that away because the college that I was with didn't have the physical textbooks and they preferred to actually photocopy everything for us, and it was too bulky to move with, but I decided to keep these. So I did my degree part-time, studied for 4.5 years. After that I did digital marketing and did a course through the Red and Yellow Creative Business School, and this is what I've been doing. So I am a reader. I have been a reader for the longest time, so I don't know where I'm getting off coming to say on Instagram that I'm a reader now, because these are the books that I've been reading, cramming in as much information as possible, referencing everything. So some books that I've read in the past and really enjoy. Robin Sharma, he's one of my favorite writers, and I've read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, The 5 a.m. Club, pretty similar type style books, but it's all about using your time and using it productively. I also started getting into local writers. So this book was written by Liezle Snyman. She is part of the BBC network that I was with, and really just capturing everything about her life and her upbringing and the difficulty she's been through. Samantha Adams, also part of the BBC network group. She is someone, a writer as well, that I know. I also read a book by Jeremy Hendricks. I don't know where that book is. It is probably in one of the boxes when I moved. He also wrote a book, and I forget the title now, but it was something that I enjoyed as well. All these writers have taken their life stories and basically shared it with everyone that reads their book. So kudos to the local writers as well. And then I love me some poetry. So Maya Angelou, A Letter to My Daughter, is a book that I've read, and one of my favorite poets is Rupi Kaur. Please forgive me if I'm butchering your name, but Homebody is one of the poetry books that I have. I love her work. I love that she speaks about, she just speaks about being a woman, and she captures you with her poems, and it's just something that I love. Then Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. She is the creator of and the founder of Nasty Gal. If you don't know, check out what Nasty Gal is about. She sold a business, and it's all about how she started a business. And I love self-help books because I love learning about how people had a dream and how they go for their dream and they make it happen. So yeah, she's still alive. She sold the business, and she is, yeah, she has so much money now because of the business that she started in her bedroom. Jodie Picoult, Leaving Time, also a good book. Sometimes I like reading fiction books because it just helps me take a break from entrepreneurial books or self-help books. Yeah, Jodie Picoult is a good writer, so I enjoyed that one. Eat, Pray, Love. I think part of my self-help journey and rediscovering myself, Eat, Pray, Love was really a good book. And when I went to Bali, everybody said, "You're going to eat, pray, love." I was like, yeah, I love myself. But yeah, there's a movie based on this specific book, but I think the book is definitely better than the movie. And then I am gonna probably regret telling you this, but I have a love for the Twilight series. And this is one of the books that I bought secondhand at a secondhand store. And this is the New Moon book. But I read the full series. The first book had me up until 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning. And the first thing I wanted to do, even while getting ready for work, I was reading this book. I even named my daughter after Bella, one of the characters in the book. And yes, I know, but I am definitely a Twilight fanatic. And my daughter always laughs and says, Am I a vampire? I'm like, no, you're the girl that was turned into a vampire afterwards. But I just love the way that Stephanie Meyer wrote the book and how she got me in. I've never been a vampire girl, but this book had me hooked. So yeah, that's the kind of books that I read before, and so, like when I was like reading on occasion. But I wanted to share with you the books that I've read so far. So it's June now, and I've read a few books for the year. 1 book a month is the promise I've made to myself, and I've stuck to it. So yeah, listen up for the next slot. Okay, so I'm going to try to do it in sequence of how I read it, and then give you a little bit of a snippet of this information. Before I do that, I just want to ask, if you have not subscribed to my channel, like, come on, hit that subscribe button. The statistics or the analytics tell me that 75% of my returning viewers are actually people that are not subscribed to my channel. So, is there some commitment issues we need to talk about? Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button as well. It will tell you exactly when I have my next video up. So yeah, hit that button. Also, you might be asking, Cindy, it's 2024, why are you still reading physical books? There's other gadgets like gimbals and electronic devices that you can read books from, and you can purchase it and read it online. I prefer physical books, because I love feeling a book in my hand. I love turning a page. I love books. I love collecting books now. Before, I used to read from the library books too, when I wasn't by the means of buying my own books. And some of the books, like I said, I bought secondhand, and some of the books, like Jodie Picoult, I bought at Crazy Store. But I would pick up books at bargain prices just to get some reading material, and it wasn't always the best material, but it was good books. So yeah, I know it's 2024, I know I can do electronic reading, but I prefer reading a book, and also I love seeing the progress that I'm making when I'm reaching the end of the book. It's almost like an accomplishment of doing something and completing something for me. My personality is just wired that way. So yeah, okay, let's get back to the book business. So the first book I read in January was The Psychology of Money. Okay, this book is by Morgan Housel, and there's over 2 million copies that were sold of this book. And I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for it to hit, but it didn't. It wasn't slapping at all. I found it to be very textbooky. A lot of the information is a lot of information, And as much as I like to learn about money and how to use it wisely and all of those things, and trying to improve myself and my spending habits, my saving habits and all of those things, I didn't find this book as interesting as I would have liked it to be. Even though other people have read it and have said it changed their lives, I'm not gonna lie, okay? So that's my view on the book. But I can respect any writer for putting their work into a book, so kudos to Morgan Housel. The next book, it's a book that I loved. It's The Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. And this book, if you know me, anybody who knows me, my friends, or if you follow me on Instagram, I've always been an Adidas girl. I love the brand, I love Adidas, I love everything about it, right? But this book converted me to be a Nike girl. The reason why is it's the memoir of Phil Knight and the creator, and it's all about how he started with this big dream. When he finished high school, or when he finished studying, he had this idea and this big dream. He didn't know exactly what it was, but he had a dream. And the whole story is about where he started, his travels that he went on after he finished studying, the places that he went to, and how that went full circle to create Nike. I would recommend you read this book just from a entrepreneurial point of view, but also from like pursuing your dreams and going for what you want and not giving up. I think this book is really great. This book is a goodie. One of my favorites for the year so far. The next one, so this is March's book, right? Yeah, March. I read Rassie Erasmus, The Stories of Life in Rugby. Also, if you know, and if you don't know, you should, now you know. I am a rugby fan, and I got into the game in 2019, missed the World Cup of 2019, and missed so much of the sport, and I'm so sad about it, but I'm so glad that I'm into the sport now. The reason why I wanted to know or read this book is because I wanted to understand the mind of this amazing coach. And he was a rugby player himself, and it speaks about the way he grew up. It speaks about everything that he went through as a player, and then what he went through as a coach as well. And it made me, if you don't like rugby, I don't think it will interest you that much, but if you do, this book is a good read. I have so much more respect for Rassie Erasmus, and so that what he's brought to our country and the change and not only his focus on the sport, but also the transformation that he's trying to bring into our country through the sport. It is bigger than rugby. It is bigger than just the game for him. It is about creating opportunities for people of color, and also for the game to be fair and equal for all. So Rassie Erasmus, definitely a good one. The next one, so we're now in April. This book is The Atomic Habits, written by James Clear. And this one, no, I lie, I didn't read this one next. I read Happy Money. Happy Money is Ken Honda. It's a Japanese best-selling Zen millionaire. And it's all about the Japanese art of making peace with your money. I still have a small portion that I need to finish. It is half of the chapter that's left, because when I get bored in a book, I lose focus, and this is all about your relationship with money, understanding your relationship with money, and understanding why you have that sort of relationship with money. He speaks about like practical things, like understanding your upbringing and what money meant to you growing up as a child, and what money meant to your family, because that affects how you deal with money today. He speaks about things like why people that win the lotto end up splurging all that money and end up poor, or how business people make bad business decisions and then end up losing all of their money because they don't know how to have a proper relationship with money. And it's about gratitude, and it's about seeing money as an energy and as something that flows in and it flows out as well. It can't just flow in all the time, and you can't lay on your money and store it up. You need to give it out, and you need to give it out with a grateful heart as well. So this is a good book. I'm still just reading that last bit. I started and I'm almost done. I'll probably finish it today, but I found this book to be really helpful too, and to understand my background, and to come to terms with my history with money and spending and things like that. And then I read Atomic Habits, and this one was a good one. So my business is really, they encourage reading quite a lot, and I work with young professionals, and we also service professional people. So reading is part of our culture at my place of work. And Atomic Habits by James Clear is really a good one. If you have things that you need to change in your life, or there's some things that you want to accomplish, you need to understand that everything that you're doing in your life has impact on you reaching that specific goal, and how you do it, what you're not doing, and it gives you practical steps on how to actually achieve those goals. So if you are wanting to make a life change, I would suggest that you read this book. My friend Candace, she read this book 3 times, and it is highly recommended by many people. So over 3 million copies have been sold of this book, and I can see why. I really can see why, and it's helped me and my kids as well. I made reference to it in my video last week with my kids, and what I broke down for them, and making 1% one change and being consistent with that change, and how that can give us 30% better results if we just stay consistent with that 1% change. So yeah, really valuable. The last one, and so this one is a fiction book. It's My Name is Mommy, and it is a New York bestseller. It is written by Jessica George, and really it is about a woman, a Ghanaian woman, who is a girl actually at 25. And the book is really, it's fiction, like I said. It's really about self-discovery and how this woman at 25 discovers who she is, and why she behaves the way she behaves, and why she speaks the way she speaks, and why she has the relationship with her family and a culture the way she does. And it goes into detail through her discovering who she is, finding her voice, all of those things. And I think even though it's fiction, I think there's lots of valuable lessons in this book that I took out from it, and also like giving me insight into a foreigner that's living in London and the culture and all of those things. So books can really transport you to different places, and that's what I love about reading. This is the last book that I've taken on, and I think it's really been great. This journey with books have been good for me. I'm proud of myself. I read this book in a week and a half, even though I have the goal of reading 1 book a month. I think that it's important to read. I think that we expand our minds. I think that we learn so much, and I'm inspired by the people that do read around me, because they teach me about, like, really, just like what are we getting out of watching TV 24/7, or every waking moment. Yes, TV, and yes, Netflix is fun, and going out is fun, but what are you learning in the process out of it? I'm learning a lot through books. So if you're not a reader, maybe just challenge yourself with just finding something that is good and easy read for you. I think it's really valuable. I hope that you learn something from this video, and I thought I'll just share this information. It's not serious. Use it, don't use it. I'm just sharing with you. And if you like reading, give me a message on what books you're reading currently. If you have any recommendations or something that you think that I would enjoy, hit me up on a comment. And have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.